So unfortunately, I deleted my episode 2 reaction. I wasn't paying attention, and I thought it was episode 1. I thought it was the episode 1 folder. I thought I hadn't deleted that already, and yeah, so I deleted it. And guess what? Oh, why don't you just go in the recycling bin and, you know, recover it? I thought it was episode 1, and there was already stuff in the recycling bin. So I was like, let me go ahead and empty this bitch. So luckily nothing crazy happened, you know what I'm saying, that I can't go over, you know, in a little review. So that's what I'm about to do. So the episode starts out with you know, the Marlians are having a little not conversation, like meeting. Basically they won, but the commander, whoever, was like, y'all call this a victory. We, you know, basically the whole world can see now that Titans ain't really, you know, all they cracked up to be, you know what I'm saying? They're not what they were in the past. The technology, the weaponry that these nations are coming up with are, I mean, and we've seen it firsthand. They like the armored Titan getting fucked up by their weapons. Like, yeah, it's up. But you got Titans, okay. They got the W in the record books, but like they got like everyone on IR. Basically, that's what he's saying. So he's like, you call this a victory? Like, you think this shit really worth it? Imagine losing a war, or just imagine having Titans on your team and like still fucking losing, bro. Like, imagine having Titans and the enemies are not afraid. Like, that shit is crazy. So yeah, basically, yeah, he said like humanity has eclipsed the power of the Titans. I think he said something like that. One of them, someone said that shit. And then in comes Zeke with this little proposal. So basically, he's saying, look, we're gonna go back to Paradise Island. Give me 1 year. Give me 1 year. I'm gonna get that shit done. I hope so. That's what he's saying, because shit, he only got 1 year to live, so he got one more year to make this all right, to rectify, you know, and redeem himself from that L, that big L, you know what I'm saying? So it's looking like, you know, they're preparing to somehow invade the island, go back and invade the island, you know, recover the founding Titan. But the only thing is, one of them mentioned that no ship that has gone out to Paradise Island has returned over the past 3 years. A total of 32 ships. And then and Zeke said that can't be a single Titan alone. And then that's when I remembered, oh shit, Armin. So like, I'm just excited to see, you know, I can't wait to see that shit. But basically, you know, he got his little proposal to go through, because one, they're kind of in dire straits with, you know, the world catching up. Basically, it's like, okay, this is ahead of its time, but it's basically like they were they were Nintendo with the Titans. Like, the Wii came out and it's like, oh shit, motion control, blah blah, and that shit. And now, you know, now Nintendo is back to being Nintendo and party system and blah 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 shit like that. While you got, you know, they had Xbox Connect, they had PS Move, but you know, now we got VR, you know what I'm saying? So Nintendo, you know, at one point was ahead of its time with the, you know, in innovating and all that shit, but now, like, that shit, looking back, it's like, if we had that shit now, it's like, I mean, that shit is obsolete. So that's what the Titans are becoming. I know that was like a long ass metaphor just to say what I literally already said, but they are running out of time. Like he said, the world's not gonna wait for them. You know, the world ain't no anime villain or protagonist that's gonna sit there and let you power up and shit. So he's like, yo, look, you know, let me do this. And the commander wanted to act like he was like, alright, fine, but really he ain't got no other fucking plans, so of course he's gonna say yes. Colt mentioned something about Zeke being the best Beast Titan in its history, and being like, oh, and he said something about, you don't, what's so special about you, it's not like you have royal blood in you or some shit. And I don't know what, you know, if that was trying to allude to something, or, you know, if it's going over my head, if it has some significance that I should know, or that we're gonna find out in the future. But I kind of just had that in my mind. I was like, I wonder if that that little comment holds any significance. Then we see like Galliard basically shitting on Reiner for being a shitter over on Paradise Island, getting his ass whooped and always getting saved. He mentioned something about acting like an upright soldier or some shit like that, wanting to help people, blah blah blah. And then he said he was copying his brother, which apparently Reiner, needing to be saved, ended up getting his brother, Galliard's brother, killed because he saved him. I don't know if they'll elaborate on that more or not, but he also mentioned something about Ymir was the reason why something was, I think, why they have the jaw titan or something like that. And speaking of Ymir, when they showed her all chained up and shit, they had her looking like Ace, bro. They had her ass looking like Ace. But I did notice the animation in this episode was kind of weird at some points, or like different. Especially when like Udo was talking about whatever the fuck that weirdo was talking about. I don't like Udo. He fucking weird to me, bro. Like he just too much. I don't know. Y'all fuck with Udo? I mean, I don't think y'all fuck with anybody, because we're not supposed to fuck with anybody. Which I obviously after my confusion of the first episode, I realized that. But I'll get into that a little later. But while Reiner, they were like, oh yeah, let's go, blah blah blah. He was the last one, to follow along or whatever. And then you kind of see this overcast of shadow like in Reiner's face, and then he has like this flashback, and this shit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, oh shit, what, a Titan? But it just showed like he was having PTSD flashbacks, whatever the fuck. And instead of those kids standing there, the current kids like Gabby and them, it was Annie, Berthold, however the fuck you say his name, Galliard, and Galliard's brother. So I mean, throughout this you can already see, and from what we've seen in the past, just like Reiner is just going through it, and later in the episode he mentions that obviously we knew he was over there for 5 years, but he left when he was 12. So I mean, it's just that shit is just a lot, bro. That shit is just a lot to go through, starting from being 12 years old and having this Titan power and having this mission and whatnot, and getting lost in your mission, like getting so deep into your role that like your brain pushes out the fact that it's even a role. And then, y'all know how it is. And so yeah, that man Reiner been going through it, so who knows what's going on in his brain besides them Vietnam flashbacks, but then there was then it showed someone on the rooftop. At first I thought it was a female, but I'm pretty sure it was a male. I'll get into why in a second. Then it shows them cheering on Gabby and whatnot in the train cart and blah blah on their way, I think back to is this? Yeah, back to what's that place called? Wherever the fuck they were going. And so like I was it kind of sucks, because it's like I said, after episode 1 I realized, okay, they the Opps, bro. It's just so funny that like from my confusion from the first episode to now realizing that like they really the Opps. It's like, fuck all of y'all, I don't care what y'all talking about. If they weren't the enemies, then like her being all hyped and shit to be back home, it's like, I fuck with that, but like I don't fuck with you. But at the same time, I don't really want to sit here and like hate on them the entire time, especially reacting to shit. I know how motherfuckers be in the comments and shit, and I'm not trying to deal with that annoying shit. But like it was just like, all right, let me just enjoy this, take it for what it is. And so at a certain point I was like, all right, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy it as if these are our main characters, as if this is the storyline, this perspective that we've been following or that we want to follow. All right, for the sake of for the sake of the point of view we're in right now, I'm a rock with them. The kids, at least Gabby, she cool. From her point of view, she cool. I like her energy for the most part. I mean, still there might be times where, and there were times like immediately after I said, like, all right, I'm gonna let them rock. Man, shut your ass up, Gabby. I know what I said. I was gonna rock with you, but fuck you. But yeah, in the train, Falco was standing next to Reiner, talking about, you know, oh, looks like the one that loves you so much, she gonna get the blah blah blah. And then he said something about, I can't remember what he said before getting taken out by cannons, but he was like, if the cannons don't take her out first or whatever. And then Reiner got all serious mode, talking about, are you what the fuck did he say? Are you insulting the honor of inheriting one of the 9? And then he went on to basically, you know, like intimidate him into giving the little pledge, like, oh, blah blah blah. Now originally I was kind of like, at first I was like, bitch, but then I was like, oh, you know what, maybe he's just trying to scare him into not acting out and, you know, staying steadfast in this like little role that they have to play, you know, in order to keep him safe, which Falco ends up realizing, or sort of realizing, because he questions it. And at first, initially, like during the episode, I was like, no duh, that's what he was doing, you know, he was trying to save you or whatever. He said they would have to save Gabby from the dark future that's ahead of them. And so they get off the train, and then Colt's like, does he want the Eldians free of the World War II? And at first I was like, no shit, but then I was like, and he was like, is he on my side? And I was like, no shit, but then I was like, you know what, actually there is no telling with Reiner. I don't know. At first I was like, duh, but now, you know, when I think about it, I'm like, well, his head is kind of fucked up, so, you know, he might, instead of him just trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna save him from this shit life, he might be going through that confusion again, like, hey, you know, don't do the blah blah, you know, and so that shit crazy. And then we find out that Reiner and Gabby are cousins, which I was wondering why Gabby was so like tight with Reiner. And then once they were eating dinner together, I was like, what the fuck going on here? I was like, are they related? And then that's when, you know, we find out that they're cousins from, I think Gabby's dad said nephew, referred to Reiner as his nephew, something like that, I don't know, but they're cousins. So I was like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense. That no wonder she's so like, Reiner. Yeah. So they're at the dinner table, she telling them all about oh yeah, I did this, my plan worked, he. So I was like, yeah, and that's when I was like, I like Gabby's energy. This is the point where I was like, I really like Gabby's energy. I don't want to just be sitting here hating the entire time, but at the same time, it's like, you know, y'all are the Opps, so at one point it's going to be fuck you. So I'm not trying to get too attached, I'm not going to, but you know, especially in a series like this, like I can pretend for the time being, but once it gets back to, you know what, yeah. Oh shit, I totally forgot to talk about okay, so there was this mysterious person on the roof, you know, before they got on the train, right? Okay, so after Colt, I think it's after Colt, you know, after they say hi to, you know, everyone saying hi to their parents and all that shit, you know, there was some dickhead generating PTSD and the soldiers talking about boom. But I was sitting there, and as soon as like it showed that scene, boom, I seen this person, and I'm like, is that wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold on, bro. Who the fuck is this? And I was joking. I was like, why do they? And then I was sitting there thinking, like, I had to pause. I was sitting there thinking, why the fuck do they have someone looking just like, you know, same hair, same bandage. I'm not gonna say what it is, just in case, you know, anyone is watching this before they get into the future episodes, or obviously I'm not supposed to know. It's just you know, I realize that I do know because of, you know, stuff that I've seen online, and I'm gonna just keep it there. Some of y'all might know what I'm talking about, even if you're anime only. But yeah, so I was laughing because I was like, why the fuck would they make someone look like this? And then I was like, why the fuck would they make someone look like this? So I'm basically 100%, and then so I was like, oh, okay, so that's the person I was standing on. So I'm just thinking, how the fuck did this person get there? And I'm not asking. I'm waiting for the series to tell me. I'm not even supposed to know who that is, but I'm 99% sure that I do know who it is. So I just like, that was just a whole bunch of excitement for me, because I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Anyway, back to Gabby and the dinner table. God, this is way longer than I wanted to be. Back to Gabby and the dinner table. Reiner was talking about, oh yeah, they're devils, blah blah blah. He was like, yeah, I can talk about it. And then he was talking about how, oh, they're devils, they're evil, they can't be trusted, this and that and whatnot. And then he was just saying a bunch of stupid shit. Like he was talking about, oh yeah, they were eating potatoes at the whatever ceremony or whatever the fuck, and they stole it because they were hungry or they wanted to or something. And then the commander found out, and they said they would give him half. But the amount they gave him wasn't even half, blah blah blah. And like he's going on about dumb shit, and then he's basically just like, sharing traits and characteristics from the people that he was, that he had spent all that time with. But the descriptions were not devilish at all. Like, and so then Gabby's like, but they're bad, right? They are bad, right? And then that's when Reiner's mom steps in and is like, and she was looking like I don't know why the fuck she was looking like that, she was like, yo, stop fucking talking, you're gonna expose the truth. Like, that shit did not sound evil at all. Reiner, shut your ass up. But then she hops in and she's like, oh yes, they're evil, blah blah blah, oh, they're devils. And then she talks about how they left them and fled to paradise, and abandoned them and left them here to deal with whatever, which is obviously a lie. So she's just spouting propaganda and whatnot, and it's just like, and I hate that shit, because it's just like, there is no, they don't know, or the people that don't know. So when they hear people that do know lie, they're thinking that's the truth. Okay, and then there was that scene with the dude just falling off the roof, and that shit not funny, but that shit was funny. Because I was like, what the fuck is this? And then just the way the body was just like and in the storm, like there was thunder, and then like there was an abrupt cut like in the middle. Like it was just comical to me. It was just comical to me. Oh my god, who was that? That shit is not funny, but bro, are we transitioning into his funeral or something? Like, what the hell was that? So Gabby was suspicious. She was like, so what really went on there or whatever. She knew, or she had a feeling that there was something, that her aunt knew that she wasn't saying. So she was kind of asking Reiner about it, but he wasn't budging. And then so we see the Eldians, the Marleyan Eldians or I should say Marleyan army, I guess, Eldians, in the chief's room or something like that. Was it Galliard? I think Galliard was the one who asked, where's the brass? And then Zeke said, not in this room, can't we just enjoy tea or some shit? Which apparently, that line was important. They talk about Tiber and some Warhammer Titan. I'm curious to see what type of Titan that is. They mentioned that why would the Tiber family want to help us, because aren't they like locked away in their mansion, blah blah blah. Why would they go out their way to? So I'm kind of confused, because I'm like, okay, so aren't they Eldians? So but they got a mansion and they just chilling. I don't know. I don't know. So I was just like, And then Reiner said, if it saves our motherland, Marley, I'll be grateful. And so I was like, huh? What do you mean motherland? Then again, like, I don't know, maybe you never been to Eldia. right? They were probably all born, like, when I mean all, I mean like Reiner and everyone his age. They were probably all born in Marley, right? Afterwards, I was like, okay, so did he say that to, because, you know, they were spying on them or whatever, the room was bugged. So I was like, did he say that because, you know, some, like, the room, they got the room tapped, or is he confused, or, you know what? But then later Zeke said the same thing, like he said for the motherland. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that's kind of just what they call it, you know, being in the army and, you know, being under that oath, that pledge, whatever. They just gotta act like, you know, that's what's up, or you know, that is what's up for them. But at the same time, Zeke says that the fate of Marley and all Eldians rests in this plan, you know, the plan to go over and recover the founding Titan from Paradise Island. And he says it cannot fail. So are the Eldians basically, you know, in the army just doing this? Obviously they're a part of the army and blah blah blah, and complying with orders and whatnot to save their race, to, like, you know, so they don't just, you know, wipe them out, I guess. I know I need to, you know, re-watch like the ending of season 3 and whatnot. I'll do that eventually, you know, once I find the time, but for a better explanation, so I don't have to ask questions like this. But it seems like he is concerned about, you know, everyone. Like, obviously, I mean, I don't think he really cares about Marley, but it's kind of like just the position he's in. But he says, you know, it'll save all Eldians. The only problem is everyone on Paradise is Eldian. So, right? And I know he knows that. And then at the beginning he also said, golly, bro, it's just like, damn, this shit fire. But yeah, so then the people spying on them, it was like, oh yeah, it seems like a normal conversation. And then the guy's like, well, all but that one line that Zeke said. And then it shows that Reiner picked up on it, and it was, you know, the not in this room, which I was saying, like, if that was, you know, a little secret message or whatever, I was like, why would he say that? Even if he didn't know the room was bugged, even if he was just, you know, if you say not in this room, it's like you're suspicious, you have a suspicion that the room is bugged. But then, like, wouldn't that give away that you have a suspicion? But anyway, he could have also just been answering the question about where's the brass. But then, you know, the episode ends with Reiner talking about, am I going back to that island? So, you know, we'll see. With him saying that, like, I don't know, it felt like, okay, well, we might get to this island a whole lot quicker than I was, you know, originally thinking. But at the same time, like, I could be thinking, like, okay, they're on their way to the island, episode 3 or 4, and it turns out this whole season is just them, you know, preparing. I don't know, bro. And that's basically it. And someone in the comments was saying, in case I don't, you know, because I do have my little post reaction commentary there as well. I'll probably go ahead and play it after. But someone in the comments said, like, this episode was boring or whatever. And it's just like, I mean, like, if you thought this episode was boring, then, like, you really shouldn't be watching Attack on Titan. Like, what the fuck are you watching Attack on Titan for? Like, this is the type of shit, like, it's important. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get how, like, you know, like, if it's not action, it's info. That's all that Attack on Titan is. If it's not action, it's info, and the shit is deep, you know. And so it's just like, if you thought this is boring, then that means you're not you don't care about what's going on. So, like, why are you watching? But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lob it over to, you know, a week ago me, and then I'm gonna go ahead and peep this third episode. I fucking dare this episode talk about him wiping his ass, but cut out the fact that Zeke is terrified of the Ackermans. Anyway, good episode. I don't really have much to say other than towards the end, I was just thinking in my mind, like, how excited I was to, you know, see the shit continue to just, you know, like, this series is one of those series where it's just like, it's such a shame to have to wait. It's such a fucking shame to have to wait, you know. Like, this is definitely, goddamn, bro. And nothing too crazy happened this episode. It's not like we got, like, you know, it's just, I'm just, like, saying, bro, like, just Attack on Titan in general, I'm just so excited to see, you know, what type of twists and whatnot we got coming up. And, you know, how this shit is gonna go. Because like I said, like we dealing with the Opps right now, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing everything from their perspective, their point of view, what's going on, you know, on their side at the moment. I'm not one to, I don't know, like I don't want to just like keep shitting on them like the entire season. Like what if this is all the season is? Because I seen that I saw something that said this final season isn't going to be the end of the story, but look out for something, whatever. So basically like hints at a movie to end it all. So this, especially the way it's going, this season could be all, I don't know what goes on in the manga or whatever. So at the moment it's looking like this low-key could be like all from their perspective, or who knows how long, how many episodes it's gonna take before this plan goes into action and they actually go over to, you know, attack Paradise. I'm thinking, bro, because like I could even see, I don't know if I would like this, and I don't know, like, you know, if that would be the right direction, but I can kind of see like them going to Paradise and attacking and shit, and we're still seeing the story like from their perspective instead of, you know, with Aaron and, you know, all of them. Hopefully that's not the case. I don't even know, bro. All I know is just the possibilities of, you know, where the story is leading and how is very exciting. It's very exciting. So, you know, a lot of people might have thought this episode was boring, but for me, someone that loves, you know, storytelling and writing and shit like that, it's just like the action shit, that shit is all hype and everything, but honestly, like just seeing shit like continuously build to like a certain point is very exciting for me as well. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoy my reaction, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I was trying to make this like 10 minutes tops, and it's been 30 minutes.
Switch to my alias, I'm with them aliens. I'm too cold, nigga, thaw me out. I was broke back then, but I'm balling now. Niggas a little trippy, I ain't falling down. Nah, I ain't falling down like, hey, whoa, yeah. Smile, little baby, as you in my radius. Quick when I ADS, switch to my alias, I'm with them